Hi there, this is Rabbi Johnny Solomon, and welcome to Kitah on the Parshat. In the next few minutes, I want to share a simple question, and yet perhaps also a subtle answer to that question, relating to Parshat Vayetze that we're going to be reading this Shabbat. Vayetze begins with Yaakov reaching Jerusalem, and there putting his head in a place and sleeping and dreaming of angels going up and down a ladder which stretches heavenward. But there's a word that appears time after time after time in the first few psukim, a word which is seemingly simple and yet clearly of significance. The word is makom. Makom means place. At times the word makom is preceded with a bet, meaning bamakom, in the place. Sometimes with a hey, hamakom, the place. But this word, as I say, appears quite a few times. And I want us to answer the simple question: why? Let's have a look at the psukim. We are told, Vayetze Yaakov mi Beersheba v'yelech Harana. Yaakov leaves Beersheba and he goes towards Haran. And then we're told, V'yifga b'makom, and he stumbles upon this place, in the b'makom, in that place. V'yalen sham, and he sleeps there. Kiva shemesh, because the sun had set. V'yikach ma'avnei makom, and he took the stones from the place. V'yaseh merashlotav, and he put them around his head. V'yishkav b'makom ahu, and he sleeps in that place. You'll notice in this verse, Pasuk Yud Aleph, the word makom, in one variation or another, appears on 3 occasions. He reaches the place, then he takes from the stones of the place, and then he sleeps in the place. Then a few psukim later, we are told what happens when he wakes up. V'yikat Yaakov mishnato, Yaakov wakes up from his sleep. V'yomen, he says, Achen yesh Hashem b'makom hazeh. Surely there's a potent sense of God in this place. V'anochi lo yadati, and I didn't know about it. V'yira, and he was scared. V'yomar, and he said, Ma nora hamakom hazeh. How awesome is this place, or the place? En zeh ki im bet Elohim v'zeh shara shamayim. It's nothing less than the house of God and the gateway to heaven. Yaakov arrives in the place, he takes the stones of the place, he sleeps in the place, and then he wakes up and he says, God is in the place. How awesome is this place? Why is he repeating this word so many times? Obviously, we could claim that he is in the most significant place for the Jewish people, Yerushalayim, and the most significant part of Yerushalayim, the Har HaBayit, the place where the temple was going to be built, Har HaMoriah, where his father had been bound by his grandfather. Avram did the Akedah with Yitzchak. Nevertheless, there's still repetition here. Hamakom, Bamakom. So I came across a very interesting answer, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts. It's an answer to this question offered by the Bet Yosef Lava, that is, Rabbi Yosef ben Tzvi Duchas, who was born in 1792 in Bratislava and died in 1846. And here, the Bet Yosef Lava actually says something very interesting. We often think that what's being discussed is the same place, and broadly speaking it is. It is the Har HaBayit, it's Har Moriah, it is in Yerushalayim. Yet he says that Yaakov wouldn't have slept where he would have prayed, and the rabbis say V'yifga b'makom refers to praying. He would have prayed in one spot and then slept in a slightly different spot. So how does he see this story playing out? He actually says Yaakov arrived in one spot, and there he prayed, and that was one of the makoms being discussed in the pasuk. Then he went to a slightly different makom, a different spot in the Har HaBayit, and there he slept, thinking that that was a less spiritually potent place than where he prayed. And then when he wakes up, he says, wow, this spot too. this makom is also holy. And so the way he interprets these verses is that Yaakov is both identifying and discovering different spots on this wider, grander, larger space, each of which has spiritual power, each of which he eventually either senses or discovers to be able to help him connect with God. God is often referred to as makom, meaning every place is a place where we can connect to God. Sometimes we think some places are more potent than others. What happens with Yaakov is he goes to one spot and he thinks this is the place, and so he prays there, and then he sleeps somewhere else, and then he wakes up and he realizes where he slept too also has significance. And so that's why, according to Bet Yosef Lava, the word makom keeps on being repeated, because Yaakov is discovering different places on the Har Habayit, each of which provides him with the opportunity to connect with God. If you have any other answers of your own to this question, please let us know. Shabbat Shalom.